So I recently somehow managed to pass a pretty big subscriber number on YouTube. And while I made a post about it, I thought I should also say a special thank you to all of you who helped me get there. There are so many of you I would like to thank for your continued support. Some relatively new subscribers, and some of you who have been with me for years. There are too many to name all of you, though I do want to give a little shout out to a subscriber named Kylance69 the Gamer 1. Years ago, when the YouTube channel was only a few months old, and I had maybe a few hundred subscribers or less, they left a comment saying, "Please remember me when you're a big YouTuber." I don't know if they count 100k as a big YouTuber. To be honest, I don't know if they still even watch the channel or if they even remember me, but if you happen to be watching, Kylance, I still remember you. I of course have to give a special thank you to all my patrons and members. I really appreciate your support a lot because it helps me buy all the stock footage, the photos, the music, etc. that I use in the videos. You've really helped me out, and I do have some exclusive content planned soon, so keep an eye out. Again, thank you all. And now I want to do something a little different and ask a little favor, or maybe it's more of a recommendation. I have to admit, I was lucky to get to this point. Every now and then you get blessed by the algorithm and a video just hits right, which is great in some ways, but it also means that a lot of great channels can sometimes slip under the radar, and I'd like to put them back on your radar, especially if you're a fan of this channel. I think there are many other similar ones you might also enjoy. Certainly they have some dedicated followings, but I still feel like they are underappreciated and underrated. So if I may, I would like to recommend some of them to you and maybe suggest some of my personal favorite videos of theirs. Maybe you could choose one or two off the list, check them out, and if you like what you see, you could give them a like and a sub, and you could tell them that Wild World sent you. Or don't. I'm not sure, that might just be strange. Anyway, I'm going to try and lump them into a few categories as we go. Now, before we do this, you might be wondering, well, what about those big wildlife channels like Lindsay Nicole or Casual Geographic or Clint's Reptiles, Animal Logic, Benji Thomas, etc, etc. And yeah, those channels are fantastic and I love watching their stuff, and you should too, but I just want to put more emphasis on channels that maybe are a little bit smaller. There are a few honorable mentions that are sort of in a middle ground that might not be super big, but aren't particularly small either. I'm of course a fan of AVNJ, but he is pretty large, and I'm obviously a Shark Bites fan too, but I think he'll easily surpass me in subs soon, as he's been crushing it for a good while now. I also want to give an honorable mention to the channel C and Me. Certainly a big sub count, but I still feel like there are a lot of her videos that are super underrated. One of my favorites is her video on what percentage of the ocean is unexplored. It's something that I still get comments on when it comes to any kind of large undiscovered creature. You know the one well. Well, the ocean is 90% or 95% unexplored, so who knows what's out there? But where does that figure even come from? And is it accurate? And what does unexplored really mean when it comes to the ocean? Well, watch the video to find out. That video is a little older, so if you want something newer, the reacting to viral whale videos is a lot of fun, as are any of the marine biologist reacts, to be honest. I should also mention she is an author who's published a couple of children's books on marine creatures in a series called Deep Sea Friends. Might be a good Christmas gift for any children that are interested in marine biology. Honorable mentions out of the way, let's go to our first category and look at sharks. And I have to recommend Shark Does. He has an incredible, smooth, deep voice with great background music that he makes himself. But the best thing about the channel is the incredibly interesting and well-researched shark topics he gets into. This is a guy who likes to cut through the sensationalism, misinformation, and disinformation around sharks. And he's really good at finding interesting shark-related topics and questions, and does a lot of research to deliver high-quality content. I genuinely enjoy most of his videos more so than big budget documentaries. Some of my favorites from recent memory are Why We Love Sharks and his series on shark cryptids, so definitely check him out. Sticking on the topic of sharks, let me recommend Telly's Marine Tales. It seems their focus is more on rays, though they of course are very closely related to sharks. But the channel covers many topics about marine biology, plenty of shark topics too, but many ocean topics, including many great videos for those considering becoming a marine biologist. One of my favorite videos might be 2 shark attacks in Plettenberg Bay. Shark attacks are rare, but when they do happen, I appreciate seeing scientists and specialists discuss it in a respectful manner. I also really like all the ocean news videos, as they cover news that doesn't always reach the mainstream. It's cool stuff. I also have to mention the channel Dr. Sam Monroe, a spatial ecologist, though I mostly think of Dr. Monroe as a shark specialist, as they make a lot of great videos about sharks. But honestly, there are a ton of different videos about a variety of topics. In fact, one of their best videos, in my opinion, is a video on mammoth clones. Now, I've seen many videos on mammoth clones, and I'm sure you've seen many videos on mammoth clones. I even made a video on it myself. It's a popular topic, but I think this video might be the best one. I think Dr. Monroe really encapsulates what really draws me to certain wildlife channels. It's not just about being entertained, although that is important, but also I really enjoy learning something new. They made a short about why shark skin feels like sandpaper. Well, I already know about dermal denticles and how they are closer to teeth than scales, but I did not know that every species has differently shaped denticles. But I do now. I also have to recommend the video Species Names Can Secretly Decide If They Live or Die. How, you may ask? Well, you have to watch the video. I also have to mention the channel White Shark video. It was actually Shark Toes who put this channel on my radar. Now, shark enthusiasts and scientists have a tendency to be critical of Shark Week and similar shows, and White Shark video is no exception, especially since he is someone who swims with white sharks around South Africa. Now, they've made some strong critical looks at Shark Week shows, but they have also brought some really important issues to the spotlight. For example, white shark numbers have declined around South Africa in recent years, and many, especially in the media, have attributed this solely to orca predation. And yes, some orcas have been observed predating on white sharks, of course. The thing is that while there's been a mountain of attention on that aspect of the decline, other things that are impacting their numbers even more don't always make the headlines, but they make it to White Shark videos, so maybe check him out. Let's move on to cryptids. Cryptozoology is a topic I am deeply fascinated in, so I obviously really love the channel Truth is Scarier Than Fiction. What can I even say about this legend, described by me and others as having an encyclopedic knowledge on the topic? This is the guy that I and many other creators go to when we want additional or more niche information about cryptids. But also, he knocks it out of the park over and over again with the videos he produces on his own channel. I almost feel a little foolish recommending him as an underrated channel, as his recent videos are doing really well, deservedly so. But I still think he deserves way more subscribers, and a ton of his videos are highly underrated. Like, is there a conspiracy to cover up Bigfoot? The coelacanth and the problem with cryptozoology? The time scientists lost a cryptid? And of course, if you haven't seen some of his more popular videos, check them out too. I also have to mention that he has a smaller channel called Cryptid Archive, where he archives raw footage and audio that has been claimed to be cryptid evidence, with stuff like the complete Patterson-Gimlin footage unaltered, or how about an interview with Bernard Heuvelmans talking about the Yeti from the early 60s. So sub to that channel too. I have to mention he does a ton of work and research online, not just on YouTube, and sometimes when I just search for cryptids, I just stumble across something that he's written. And he may even be working on a book in the future, so keep an eye on him. Speaking of those who have an extensive knowledge on cryptozoology and zoology in general, let me recommend to you the channel HiveSci, created by Bumblebee. She has made so many videos about a variety of different cryptids, and most of them are in-depth and are about an hour long. She also streams, it seems, every weekend with Live from the Hive and Cryptic Corner, fun streams with a nice community, and you might even see me in the chat from time to time. Hard to pick just a few videos as I'm still working my way through them, but since we both seem to like spiders, I think I'll recommend Mega Spiders in North America. But she has been doing this for years, so just scroll down the list and choose one that looks interesting to you. From HiveSci, I was also introduced to the channels Grassman Chronicles / Captive Desk and Sasquatch Secrets. Grassman Chronicles does some similar style content to Bumblebee, and he also has a really great voice for narration. His Jersey Devil video around Halloween was pretty great, and Nikki from Sasquatch Secrets is of course mostly focused on Bigfoot, and I really enjoyed the interview that she did with Dr. John Baranchuk, I hope I said that right, on Bigfoot fever. Of course, there are some channels that do a variety of topics, including cryptozoology, as well as other topics. And I suppose now would be a good time to mention the channel Calvin the Carnotaurus. Let's say we're starting to get into the paleo section. Anyway, but Calvin does a variety of videos about Australian cryptids, but also does a lot of paleo stuff, including an upcoming video about mosasaurs, which, by the sounds of it, sounds like the mosasaur video to end all mosasaur videos. But also, I kind of think of him as the big cat guy, as he has done a lot of research into big cats, and cryptid big cats for that matter. I think his video, Lion, Largest Living African Carnivore, is one of my favorites, but again, they're all pretty great. I also want to mention the incredible Dino Guy. His series, The Many Interpretations of Different Animals, is really good. He looks at all the different interpretations of things like Megalodon or Spinosaurus, etc. throughout the media. The thing that I like about it is that while he does sort of rate the accuracy and clearly has a lot of knowledge on paleontology, he also just talks about the designs that are cool and different, and he just has a really positive and fun energy. The Many Interpretations of is such a good series and a great idea, but he also does some pretty good video game live streams. I don't usually watch many game streams, but I really enjoyed his. Maybe it really is more about the personality rather than the game, but a really fun guy to follow. There are actually a lot of great paleo channels out there, the likes of Raptor Chatter, The Vividan, but I also want to mention a fairly small channel named Why Paleo and Spec. Again, kind of small, with a handful of videos, but they're very good videos. Their video, When Sauropods Didn't Roam America, was entertaining, educational, and pretty funny. I really hope they keep creating more and more content, so make sure to encourage them. Let's move on to some channels that I consider a bit more hands-on. And by that I mean they kind of go out and film a lot of the wildlife themselves. I'm going to start with a channel I only came across recently called Gavin the Wildlife Guy. And my, talk about thinking of great ideas for videos. I actually first discovered his channel when doing research for the Tigers in Alaska video and found his video about the mysterious photo. It was around the time I was nearly finished my video, so hopefully our videos were different enough that he doesn't mind that I covered a similar topic. But he covers a lot of great topics like Florida's secret endangered wolves and jaguars found in Arizona, and seeing the ideas he has planned for the future really makes me excited to see what he makes next. Now, I did say he was hands-on because he also films videos of some of his favorite pastimes, like flying drones over the Everglades or, you know, swimming with sharks. I don't make them cooler than this. And also, if you do happen to be watching, Mr. Gavin, I'll try to make sure I don't step on your toes again. Next, Wildlife with Cookie. I first found Cookie through his work on British big cats and thylacine videos, but I really adore all the documentaries he films around the world, where he goes looking for incredibly rare animals. You can really tell he has a lot of passion for wildlife and genuinely loves what he does, and the videos are such a roller coaster. Rare animals obviously aren't exactly easy to find, so you never know for certain if he will actually find them or not, but it really adds to the suspense, and he is pretty good at it and often finds what he's looking for. I won't say in which videos he finds what he's looking for because I don't want to spoil the surprise. You just have to check them out. But I will say, searching tiny New Zealand island for extinct animals is a very special video. I don't think you can mention Cookie without also mentioning Jacob Reams, a freelance wildlife photographer and filmmaker who works with Cookie in a lot of his videos to help find some great wildlife. And while it's great to see him in Cookie's videos and seeing the two guys work together, you really need to check out his channel too, because this guy is insanely talented. The footage he captures is like Nat Geo, BBC grade stuff. When I click on one of his videos, I feel like I'm watching a Planet Earth DVD or something. But nope, it's just Mr. Reams. He's just that good. Coast is incredible, but again, just choose any video. They're all great. The next channel I want to recommend is kind of a weird one because they are kind of a celebrity. Jack Randall is a guy with wildlife shows on Disney+. So he's probably doing very well overall, but I just wanted to quickly mention his YouTube channel too, because he uploads pretty great stuff there for free, but not that many people seem to know about it. He's also a super nice and down-to-earth guy, and he replies to all his comments, so if you want to chat to someone kind of famous. There are a few creators where I'm not entirely sure what category fits them best. I of course have to mention Gator Jake, who does a ton of great videos on crocodilians, particularly size claims of giant ones. The video on the 40-foot crocodile in the Congo, which was sort of a response to Bob Giblin's video, very respectful and very interesting. But if you're a fan of crocodilians or how big videos, you'll probably enjoy his channel. I imagine many of you who watch this channel are biology and zoology fans and maybe are planning to pursue a career in the field. A few people on the list are in the field, but I should also mention the channel Fancy Scientists that produces a ton of content on her channel about that topic. She even has a book on the topic. Highly recommend any video if you're interested, of course. And I really like the recent adorable jumping spider, and I like the trail camera photos. Since I mentioned a few spider videos, maybe check out the channel's CDs. He usually just uploads a few shorts now and then with his wolf spiders, but hey, if you like wolf spiders, maybe check them out. I also want to mention the channel Solarpunk Alana, who creates content on ecology as well as a bunch of environmental issues. Now, of course, it's an educational channel that tackles a lot of modern issues, some pretty scary, but I also think, along with the research and the editing style, the sense of humor make it a very high quality channel. It's only about a year old right now, but I think it's going to become very popular in the next few years. And let me finish with one more, and here I will recommend a booktuber, Triumphal Reads. He does a lot of reviews, some on history, but also a lot on nature, environmentalism, and ecology books. I think booktube, if that's what I can call this, can be difficult since you don't always have a ton of visuals to work with, so you really need to be articulate, and I guess have a good presence in front of the camera, and read a lot. I really enjoy listening to his different recommendations, like his different recommendations on shark books, and while this channel, as in Wild World, isn't about history, I do enjoy those reviews too, and I just like anything just in reviews, so just check them out. Now, of course, there are probably a ton of other channels I've yet to discover, and there are probably a bunch I've forgotten, so I do apologize to anyone I missed, and there is a limited time. A subscriber named Kaiju AR created a video on the entire history of ground sloth sightings. I just haven't had the time to watch it yet, because it's the entire history, it's a bit long, but I do intend to, and if that's something that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and check it out. But maybe this can be a reoccurring thing. After every milestone or something, I'll try and recommend a few channels. Again, YouTube is a great website, really, but sometimes great channels slip through the cracks. So if one or two of the channels mentioned look interesting to you, please check them out. And if you like what you see, again, maybe give them a like, maybe give them a sub, even leave a comment. You can't say as a joke that I sent you, but actually, if you can leave a comment about why you enjoyed their video, I think they'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you all once again. Now I'm going to start working on the next video.
Hello and welcome back to the Sharks World, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the many interpretations of Suchomimus, the spinosaurid that lived in the early Cretaceous of what is now North Africa and went extinct at around 112 million years ago. I love spinosaurids.
Cryptid evidence is kind of a mixed bag. Despite there being hundreds of alleged photos and videos, the vast majority is blurry, shaky, or obviously fake. But there's a small amount of cryptid evidence I find plausible for one reason or another.
I'm sat on the rocks here. Look, there's loads of them everywhere. Flipping Puffin Island, mate. Skymar Island's so good. If you love a puffin, I mean, why wouldn't you? It's just, this is the place to come.
I'm Samantha Monroe, and I am an ecologist. That means I study plants and animals and how they interact with their environment. So far on this channel, I've done a few different videos that have explored why species go extinct and what we can do to protect them. And if you've
Hello, welcome to the video. Often dubbed the king of the jungle, the lion is one of the largest cats alive today and has the largest skull of modern
August
cats.
2021, for the very first time, scientists broke the barrier in animal-human communication. They said hello to a whale, and the whale said hello right back.
Today, we're counteracting this. We're focusing on good news stories, conservation wins. So yeah, welcome to Tully's Marine Tales, and I really hope you enjoy this video.
So this is going to be one pretty crazy dive, so stay tuned, and I'm doing this to see just how incredible yet dangerous these bull sharks allegedly are.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here, and in this video we're going to be reviewing The Secret History of Sharks, The Rise of the Ocean's Most Fearsome Predators by John Long.
Welcome to the Cryptophylogeny Files. where we build a speculative phylogeny and ecology for your favorite cryptids.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now today I've actually just come out to collect my trail camera because yesterday
we would catch spiders, look at them in jars up close, and then let them go. They would live their lives and we would live ours. I got this cute jumping spider in my house the other day and I was